Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode number 82. Oh yeah, nothing special to say to that number. I also now found out it's kind of my gig now to say something extremely irrelevant to the number that is correlated to this sessions episode, which is like kind of painting a lame picture of myself, but you know, the music is a bit loud. Anyways, we're here. Unfortunately, like last session, Felicia's missing. Under not so good circumstances, but nonetheless, we are praying and hoping for the well-being of her father, and hopefully everything works out that way. And she might pop in at a later time, just like last time. We are still uncertain. But in the meantime, I guess I will also take on the role of playing Jade Nightlock. She will, for some reason, get a much deeper voice. I wonder why. Character development. She's become a badass now. Well, no, she already is a badass, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. But to us now, to the people here, and to the relevant session number 82, the question of the day. Last session kind of ended in a bit of a kerfuffle, I guess, or a predicament that you guys have found yourself in. And my question is, what is the goal that you have in mind, or what do you think the end result of whatever is occurring right now is going to be? Or what? Okay, actually, I will make it simpler. What do you hope is going to happen? You have a key, you have a gate, you have a lot of other people trying to do stuff with that key or that gate. And what is your character's or players' ambition or hope how this all turns out? That's a big question. So,
My goodness.
I would usually say take your time, but Greg, you're right up.
I'm Greg, and I'm playing Ira Expander, the Human Artificer. Oh boy. I mean, realistically, the best case scenario, I think, is that because there are so many factions and people and groups and stuff all converging here, they're all going to distract each other, and we're just going to be able to find our way down into the cave and do what we need to do.
Which is?
That's where I stopped thinking, because it's like
that's kind of my question, is what do you think is what you have to do?
I can only think in very like finite terms. We're still just like sitting outside. We have no idea what it's even like inside. I don't know. I think I don't want to just say that we're going to use the key and just something happens. We're gonna have to find a way to what's the word I'm looking for? To leverage the fact that we have the key. I think there's enough groups there that we'll be able to get something out of them if we okay, here we get in, we do our own research, we figure out what's going on in there, and then we come out. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. We need to get info from inside the cave before other people do, so that we have the upper hand from a knowledge point of view.
So you can make an educated decision.
Yes.
Very well. Yes, that is definitely a course that can be taken.
Yeah, I'm Matt, playing Fier the Wizard. Yeah, I think it's easier to think from her point of view than mine. From what we know, there's this thing called Meldor underground, and so is Lazla. Fier's goal is to A, check on Laszlo's whereabouts, find that tome, and suppress whatever blood magic is going on in that cave, since it seems to be affecting what's happening outside the cave as well, and is the cause of interest for, unsavory types. So suppress or get rid of whatever's happening down in the cave, and somehow make it out alive.
Alright.
And I'm Skit. I play Isarel Leofina, the high brain.
She's high.
High, yes, high. The high health druid cleric. Oh my gosh,
There we go.
words.
There we go.
Sorry, I'm sick. My brain is all over the place. I have no idea what's going on. Because I wasn't there for the second part, last week.
Oh, true.
So, yeah.
Totally forgot.
My hope as a player is to survive, and my hope as a character is to survive. I think it's simple enough, and I think it's fair enough as well.
Yes, I also agree that it's fair to hope to survive. Well, under some circumstances at least. Anyways, to not edge on my players too much and to actually let them try and figure out how they're gonna go about achieving their goal, we're just gonna start a session. So we'll jump into the intro. And then I give a quick recap, so Skit is on the same page as the others. Let's go. He will guide us out of this endless misery, be it pain, sins, penance, or grafting. He knows where one of the roots of Nephasius is, and with them together, we will burn the tree of purgatory, and in its fire, a new age will begin. An age where we do not rely on the light to guide us, but instead, through the blood of our primordial ancestors, we shall escape the curse that has been put onto our kind so long ago. We will not be the victims of this blight any longer, and we will wage the final war needed against those who hold divinity. Those who strive against us are but mere puppets of the divine. We must accept the sacrifice, and we must accept the blood that needs to be spilled. Peace will make us mourn the inevitable deaths of innocent people, and war will make us celebrate the valiant warriors who sacrificed their lives for a higher purpose. Let us not mourn anymore, but instead celebrate for the prosperity of our kind. Stand by me, O so-called sinners. Stand by me, O so-called outcasts. We are bespoken, and we are carved from the very fabric of death and life together. We will not fail, we will prevail. Long live the dark blood, and long live humanity. there we have it. So, a quick recap to get us all on the same page. After you guys have returned from Undorn back to where you found the Lazula's hideout, where you first encountered Xil Akasa, a devil who seems to be holding a key that can be used to unlock the seal that has been placed onto Lazula's cave, and as well as her tome. And after you went there, you got contacted and visited by Kendith, who wanted to make a temporary alliance with you, since he also is worried about what the Holy Blood Order is going to do once they get access to Melador, the guy who seems to be sealed underneath Undorn and responsible for blood magic being such a potent force in that area specifically. And so you agreed that it's in best interest of both parties to work together, at least for this endeavor. And so you lent them your power in ways of jade, and they kind of teleported it away while you three dealt with the legionnaires that were stationed or trying to get access to, you presume, the key where Xil Akasa is still sealed. As you dealt with all of them, you arrived at the chamber where you first encountered the devil and got a second too late there, as the one legionnaire managed to bring him out of the seal. And as you saw him kind of get unbound by whatever curse and or arcane trap or prison he was put in, he started to slowly regain a more humanoid form. Skin covered his torn off flesh, and he manifested and transmuted back parts of his bodies that were amiss before. And seeing that, Fiera decided, nope, this definitely is a worst case scenario. And she used one charge of a glove, which allowed her to stop time temporarily, and then also decided to whip out something that the others had no idea she had. It seemed to be a somewhat heavy statue made out of a very solid granite stone. The statue resembled a humanoidish creature that had 3 heads and 6 arms, all in different prayer positions. And as she placed it in front of herself and aimed it towards the newly awoken Xil, the statue started to transform into a true form, which was Elcor, who Fiera had encountered before. And with her will to destroy Xil, he did so with his own black flames, which somewhat resembled the black flames coming off of Xil's body. And with one fell swoop, there was nothing left of Xil except for the memories you have with him. And after that, you easily took care of the last standing cultist. And with that, you also gained the key that Xil was holding. Lazula's key has now become part of you guys' possession. And with that, it took a while for you to reconvene with Kendith, with trial and error trying to get back. Unfortunately, the tree stride from Istra only allows travel for 500 feet, but they were several miles away. And so you had to try other creative ways, and a lot of resources were, one would say, wasted in trying to get there. But at the end of the day, Candace expended his 7th and 8th level spell slot to teleport to you guys and teleport back, so you could be as a group once again. And you were at the foot of the hill where Lazula's cave is supposed to be, And Jade would have told you that a lot of Crusaders are running around here, but they also encountered people from the Holy Blood Legion who seem to have killed some of the normal Legionnaires and also placed this very crudely and, in words of Kenneth, amateurishly drawn arcane teleportation circles on the ground. And so it was kind of up to you guys to decide on what the next best step is, and you all then came to one plan, which was that Fiera would try to use a scrying to kind of see the entrance, or potentially inside of the entrance of the cave, and maybe gain more information about what your next step is supposed to be. And that is where we left off. You guys, it is currently midnight because you took a long rest. Decided to try and approach further because you're like approximately 2 miles away from the entrance, and you wanted to go close enough where Fiera could kind of cast her scrying, not scrying, not scrying, clairvoyance. Yep. Clairvoyance to peek through it, have a bird's eye view on the entrance, and yeah, so as such, as a group, you started to travel north. So that is also where we're going to pick up. So you are in a group, and I marked off a couple of spells that you used. So that you used Scry twice, I believe. Yeah, but other than that, I don't think much more. And you are currently slowly approaching the entrance of Lazarus Cave. So I guess it's up to you to tell me how you wish to approach it. The surrounding, I will remind you, is quite open since it's a more gravelly hill with harsh stone, but there are trees on occasion, but they are widely spread out and there's no dense forest or anything. And you do see quite often how Griffin scouts are flying above you, as well as larger divisions of legionnaires that kind of patrol the surrounding regions.
Not much of a sneaky person.
We have to just try to sneak as best as we can for as long as we can.
Mhm.
I do have Pass Without Trace. I believe I took it. Hold on. Do I have it?
You have it as part of your staff, but
Yes.
just to remind you, you almost used up all of your points, so you didn't want to use your stuff anymore.
Yes. Okay, so I do have it, but I don't have it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me see here. Yeah, I could use the staff because I do have 3 counts left, and it uses 2.
But what else is in that staff that is going to be helpful for?
Well, the only thing I can use other than that is bark skin, speak with animals, or speak with plants.
Oh.
So unless you want me to talk to some trees or some birds, and I already have bark skin as a spell ready, so. Oh, there's also animal friendship.
Yeah, we're not dealing with animals, so.
No, we're not.
There's not going to be tons of vegetation down in the cave, I don't believe.
No.
see. So it's nighttime, so dark.
Mhm.
Did we decide if Glamour can see in the dark?
He can.
He can. Okay.
Yeah. As per the new rules for cats, he can.
Hey,
Fancy. Then are we doing like a skill check to get there, or are we to get within range?
Yeah, it kind of depends on what your approach is.
If there's scouts going around and griffins flying around, that tells me that there isn't a current siege, so there hasn't been a big battle yet, probably. Which means we should keep it out of sight until we figure out what's going on. So that means we need to sneak.
but again, the whole thing we have to weigh here is, if we sneak and get found, is that going to cause more of a problem than if we just somehow not made our presence known, but like appeared on the scene, not
Right.
as a surprise?
I was kind of thinking that too. So we know there's probably unholy legion members nearby since those
Mhm.
soldiers were found. What if we
Mhm.
found them first, dispatched of them, maybe question them, and then we could present them to the Legion, being like, hey, we're on your side. We just got rid of these people who took care of your men. That way we gain some favor,
Yeah.
depending what we found from the Unholy Legion. So maybe we find that group that's going around putting the circles, or killing people
Yeah.
and taking blood.
I really want to do something that's going to... We need to gain favor from one side or the other, really. Like,
Yes.
at this point. Not that we want to gain favor from the Blood Legion, but that's
Well,
why I
no.
don't necessarily want to completely sneak our way and then, like, turn a corner and suddenly we're face to face with war.
Which we are bound to do. Okay, so how does looking for these, I don't even know what you would call them, blood people that are going around then? Or whoever's making the circles, one or the other, who do we find first? That way we can gain something.
We have no idea how many more circles there are, if any.
Mhm.
That's why we need to find who's placing them.
How visible is the teleportation circle? Like, if you were to be up in the air, could you, like, does it, like, actively glow, like, showing that it's a teleportation circle?
Oh, no. It is not very visible. It seems to be like drawn with like some sort of white chalk, and the stone and gravel here is also very pale in color. So if you're not like actively looking for it and know what it looks like, you will probably like oversee it quite easily.
Yeah.
Actually, you can. Oh well, no, you're smart. You also see that it was drawn like very closely to the tree you were like hiding at while you were chilling there. So it has been specifically been placed on a spot where even if you flew over it, you wouldn't see it because the tree is covering it.
I mean, we could just look for tracks, see if they're wandering off a direction nearby.
Candace at this point kind of steps in and says, well, the last time Jade and I saw them is they were traveling vaguely in that direction. It's kind of westwards. They were like going around the hill. From best I can tell, they still seem to be staying quite a ways away from the entrance itself.
Trying to avoid the griffins, no doubt.
Most likely.
Hmm. So we think it's a couple miles to the entrance. How far is it to Undorn from here? Is that a day? Is that like 10 miles?
25 for a day.
25
Yeah.
per day? Okay. Yeah, I suppose walking. That's actually a good distance. It's so dark. I'm not gonna look around. Who's good at finding or following tracks? Is that perception thing or survival to follow them once we find them?
I mean, this is going into skill challenge territory, since you have a very specific goal if you wish to track them, and I'll allow any creative way of use of skill that you want.
I guess. I think the best way in is to track them. We can figure out what they're doing, stop part of it, and present them to the Legion if we want to get down their good grace and try to get closer without sneaking. And I think we're better at combat, to be fair, than subterfuge.
The other issue, though, is if we run into something and combat starts, this whole game's over.
Well,
He says in the meta.
Candace kind of also says, well, I also thought it would be kind of strange for the infiltration team to initiate any sort of assault, but they seem to have managed to quietly take out an entire
They took out a group.
Crusader squad, and they left unnoticed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm presuming they have some sort of way to mask the travels there. So
The same way that Isorel has her hallucinatory terrain, maybe they have some sort of like silence bubble or something.
Barrier of some sort.
yeah.
How do we feel about me turning into a bird, a common bird that is in the sky that we see around here, and just me doing a perimeter, trying to see where they could be?
I mean, that's a start for sure. It's the best way to get maybe a little bit of a bearing. If you flew off into the western direction.
Yeah, the thing is, it's probably been hours since they were here, so you'd have to go pretty far. So maybe you travel ahead of us?
Yeah. It could also be that they are going back and forth, since we do not know the passage, because I think after a certain point, if they go further west, they'll just leave the area.
Right.
Our upper hand is we know that they're going to be located somewhere within this area. So
They can't be further than half a day's walk from here, because it would make no sense.
exactly.
It would make
Right,
no
they want to
sense
clear
to
this
walk
area.
an entire day doing an entire operation and then walk an entire day back. You know, they can't be more than a few hours away from here. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. Well, we can sit up by the circle then, and you can do a flyabout.
Yeah. I have a pretty good flying distance when I'm a bird, so I can do that quite quickly and then come back.
What did we last do? Trying to remember what spells might be up if it's midnight. I think Alacrity should still be up. That's 8 hours. It's been a couple sessions now. It's been a long
but
day.
we long rested though.
Yeah.
Anything that was up is
Oh, that's right. Right, yeah, that's confusing.
we've got nothing up. Nothing's active right now.
Okay. While you're flying in an eagle form, does your armor protect you?
Yes.
Okay.
When I am wild shaped, my natural armor goes up.
Oh, that's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'll just draw a gift of alacrity in your forehead, put on mine, and then good luck.
All right. What does it do already? I forgot.
Yeah, I'll put the initiative. I'll
Oh,
post it,
okay. Okay. Cool. All right.
just in case.
Great. So I'm guessing there are common birds around that I can
Oh yeah. There's,
just
yeah, sparrows,
turn into it. Yeah.
hawks.
Pick a fast one, a pigeon.
Yeah. I'm sure there are ravens around, so I'm just gonna pick like a raven, got my 50 feet flying speed, and just go.
Yeah.
And just fly and do a. Sorry. Yeah. And just go on my little mission there to try to figure out where they could be hiding from where they were last seen.
Yep. Okay. Then you see Azathia transforms and flies off in the shape of a wave, and as she disappears into the night sky with a black raven cloak. Then
Holy shite. My
she's-
passive perception is really high as a raven.
Oh, how high is it? 18?
17.
Oh, damn, 17.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, makes sense. It's a bird. It's a bird. Yeah, you can make a perception check as you are looking around.
Perception. Alright. So I will roll a d20 and we have, whoops, that's a d12. D20 and then add plus 7, I believe. Plus 7. Oops,
That's a 10.
that's a 10.
Yeah, you fly around and it's a bit difficult to see because it's still night and you're trying to get a high view, and obviously night vision only extends to about 60 feet. So it's somewhat difficult to gauge if anyone is walking in the area, especially as you get a more high altitude. However, what you do see even with the 10 is as you're kind of coursing around, that the only source of light seems to be coming from a portion of the hill that is on the more northern side and on the other face of the hill that you're currently at. And you don't see much, but you see an area of torchlight burning there, and you can see some reflections of silver or platinum armor that indicates that's definitely a station point for Crusaders. And there's like a little bit of movement that can definitely be seen from there. But as you're scouring the area where you are at, that is a bit further away from that only point of light, you can also only see small dots of other torchlights moving where you know where the platoons or divisions of Crusader Legions have been kind of trailing and keeping an eye out. But other than that, you don't notice for the time being anything unusual. Obviously, you can stay longer here to keep a longer eye out, but this is what you first notice, which is nothing new other than the
Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to fly a little bit closer to where there seems to be this congregated bunch of people, and just like crows do, like I'm just gonna go on a branch and just caw around a little bit and just take a moment to kind of observe the camp and see like what I can see there. And you know, as a bird, I'll try to make it look like I'm looking for bread or you know, like trying to act bird-like, but also just kind of scan around what's going on in the camp.
Okay, how close would you dare to go?
About 50 feet from the camp itself. Like, I don't want to be in the camp, but if there was like a big tree or if there was like a clearing and some trees that like face to it or something, like where I can see into the camp. And crows are intelligent beasts and sometimes stupid. Like, I'll just act like I'm looking for a shiny rock or something and then just swoop and leave or something like that. You know, trying to act like an actual raven would.
Yeah. Okay. Then make not a perception check, but also a stealth check. I'll give you advantage on the stealth one.
Advantage on the stealth. Okay. So stealth is my own, which is a +1. So let's hope. So that's stealth. Okay, I'll take it. And then perception. Again, that is a +7. Ah, that's much better.
26, goddamn. Yeah, so you fly over, and the closer and closer you get, the more you start to see more details, as there definitely seems to be a area that has been decorated with many different torchlights, so it's clearly visible for anyone going there. And the first thing you notice is a wall that has been built that also has a gate, and a lot of soldiers are walking in front of it, and very obvious crusader soldiers that are stationed there. As you kind of fly down to one of the trees that is settled there, you can also make out that in the outcropping of the cave wall or face of where this hill is, there also is a kind of little, how should we call it, like a heavy ballista that's been set and walled around, where 2 crusaders are also stationed on, that is like keeping an eye out on the entrance itself. And it seems so that this is like the only entrance way that would lead into the cave, and you're presuming that behind the wall there must be the cave. And you also see a small opening as you were kind of flying towards it and landed down. So this seems to be like a very one-way entrance, unless you want to jump from above and fall down to where the behind of the wall is. But you can see that at some point, like, the gate gets kind of opened, and this heavy iron gate that goes, and a group of soldiers kind of passes out, and some of them seem to be more highly decorated, probably like a sergeant or lieutenant that leads a group of like 7 to 8 crusaders that kind of walk out. And as you kind of stay here a while, there always seems to be a presence of at least 10 to 12 men at all times that are just keeping an eye out on the surrounding area itself. But like after a while, you can see that one of the crusaders that is kind of leading a watch that's keep going up and down the route that leads to the wall entrance itself, that they kind of become somewhat curious, as in he was just like just doing his rounds going up and down, while at some point after like his 5th time going down, kind of stops for a moment, and then he kind of starting to look into your vague direction. He doesn't look at you as a crowd, but he's kind of like as if he noticed something that is within your vicinity.
Okay.
Anything you would like to do?
Oh my god. Do I do that? When I look in the camp, is there a place that looks specifically like the leader would be there?
It's actually less like a camp and more like
Yeah.
a fortification.
Yeah.
So there's no like obvious tent that you saw where a leader could be, but you saw presumably if there's a figure of authority that would be behind that wall, and you would have to like go into the middle of it all to try and get to it there. And or within the cave itself there might also be a place where they're kind of stationed up, so you're uncertain. So you haven't seen any obvious point where you would assume a leader to be.
I'm going to take a moment to observe the one soldier that I saw and see like if he keeps looking in my general vicinity, like to try to determine if it was my movement that caught his eye or if there's something else around me that could be the reason why he's looking in my direction.
Yeah, kind of stay there for a while, and you had a pretty good perception, and with your passive insight actually, which is pretty high, you noticed that it doesn't seem like they noticed anything that was wrong with your general area. You have to go somewhere. Okay, just look like that. You get the sense that it looks really like, you know how you tell someone to look somewhere and you say, oh, did you see that, like on the white tree on the right side, and then you know that guy tries to look what you're trying to point out. It seems very similar to that, and you get quickly the sense that somehow someone or something is communicating to him, because you can see on occasion that he kind of puts his hand to the head as if he's listening to something, and then he kind of goes back into like a focus and then starts searching. So you get the sense that someone is communicating to him. They have noticed, and as you're standing on this tree, there doesn't seem to be anything abnormal about this tree or within this area. So you get the sense that something has figured out your presence is here, and the guard is trying to find whatever that is.
All right. As soon as I figure out that my presence has been sensed, I fly off and try to back away and not get any closer to where I was and just fly off.
Okay. And you go back towards the group. Do you do anything specifically as you go back?
I will try to see if I can discern any presence of the Blood Legion at all. See if I can see either agents or cultists or someone that would be perhaps moving for a dark night operation or something, and just trying to scout around a little bit as I go back to where we are staying, for both my group's safety and to know if we have to intervene before they get to the fortification.
Alright, yeah, come make another perception check.
Alright. Okay, so +7 to this. nothing.
God damn. Yeah, you fly back, and there is maybe the paranoia that your presence is being detected, that you don't know how far this ability extends to, that maybe they already know that your group is in the vicinity. But as you're kind of panically flying back, your mind is somewhat occupied. But as you're flying back, something that definitely distracts you on your way is you feel a very odd pulse that makes your heart skip a beat for a very brief moment and puts you in a very temporary state of panic as you kind of lose control of your flapping wings and you drop like 10 feet down, and you got no idea where this shock wave came from. It's like if you were on a boat sailing on calm sea and then suddenly a wave just picks you up, and then you get this sudden suspense of like, where did this wave come from? And a similar thing happened where you got no idea where this wave come from or what nature this wave is, that just puts you in a state of panic, and you just rush back and you completely forget about looking or searching for any of the blood legion in the area. So you kind of reappear in front of your group. Meanwhile, the group, as I start flying away, would you have done anything?
That's a good question. Wait, I don't know. It's hard to do anything productive at night when you don't want to get caught. How long is she gone for?
She's probably gone for a good half an hour, I would say, at least.
Oh. Okay. I will just look around the area using detect magic and see if there's anything besides the circle there. If there's any traces of other spells that were cast. Anything unusual.
Okay. Yeah, make an investigation check. Holy shit. What the fuck is going on?
Okay.
Okay. You gonna keep it?
I think we're all a little bit scared right now, and it's
Yeah, it's not
doing
important
well.
enough to.
Okay. Yeah, I think the exact same thing happens to you, Fiera, as you try to search for it. This wave suddenly just appears that kind of washes over you, and also your heart skips a beat. And in fact, I would say it somewhat deactivates your detect magic, surprisingly, as you're kind of looking around, and then suddenly you usually see the hues of every object changes a little bit because everything is surrounded in this magic, but it just kind of gets washed away as this wave approaches you or goes over you, and you're just like, what the hell? And you completely lose focus.
Yeah, odd. Could I sense the direction it came from? Did it come from, like, the hill?
You can make a straight intelligence check.
Okay, it's better.
20. Actually, no. It came from the exact opposite direction. It seemed to be coming from behind you.
And in reference to the cave, we're like kind of where the token is, or a little bit to the left?
Let me see. You guys would be kind of yeah, actually almost dead on where the token is. Well, actually more to the right. Oh no, yeah, you would be, yeah, exactly where the token is.
Okay.
So the pulse is coming from under.
the direction vaguely, it seems.
That's a long way for some kind of pulse to go, though. That's the strange thing.
Yeah, I mean, we can only guess. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do until she gets back. Just think.
Jack, with my passive perception, would I have noticed anything occurring around Fiera when she felt that pulse? Like, could I have seen maybe like shimmering or any sort of visual detail that could influence or inform us of any interference?
Yeah, you have a pretty good passive perception, and that's why you know, like, nothing visually apparent happens that has caused this. And I would also say you would have felt the same pulse as well.
Okay.
And you would also see and notice that Candace also kind of reacts strangely. And you don't know if it's because you all are magically attuned. Maybe that might be a reason. Jade also seems to have reacted the same way. But there was no kind of like literal wave that was coursing through the area that has caused this. It's just you notice it, that you all reacted in the same way, where it's like you kind of also took a step back and your eyes just kind of opened or your brows furrowed at the sensation that you all felt.
It's almost, I would suggest, I would tend to think that this is something targeting maybe our annihilation fields. Like, I don't know, it's not, I don't think it's something that's just like, oh look, they're there. Like, I think there's something more, like...
It's something reminiscent. Maybe.
Candace kind of speaks up and says, yeah, it felt sapping. What I mean by that is, it wasn't like an explosion increases in density of energy, while there are also things that take away energy. And this definitely felt like something that was taking away energy. That is usually a very common trait of demonic powers, though not exclusive to them. Necrotic energies can have similar effects.
And something that can wield both.
Well, it's only I don't think I've ever encountered a thing that can do that, but definitely.
Well, we don't really know what this Melodor is. We know it has fingers. We know it has to do with blood and demology, and it's ancient.
Yes. Well, it seems you all are aware of annihilation fields.
Aware of them, yes. How they work and what they're for and everything.
That they house our spirits, essentially. That's about it.
Yes. And as you all know, I've been studying the opposite effects of the annihilation fields. Something that directly, not necessarily feeds, but breaks it down, which is the kind of aura exuded by very strong demons. And I have established my own theory, though I'm not the only one. There were a few scholars in the past who had kind of similar ideas, but basically that demons have something that we refer to as a anti-annihilation field. It is the very thing that destroys and decomposes annihilation fields if they get into contact with them.
Makes perfect sense here.
So if we felt a pulse, it's strange just for it to be a pulse is what I'm kind of curious about. Because usually annihilation fields are something very consistent. Unless a certain energy has been released that just kind of temporarily washed over the area.
Yeah, I mean, we still have no idea what's down there, so there could be some kind of mechanism or magical ritual that's occurring that, you know, they're working their way up to something big. I don't know. Maybe Melidor is a demon.
Well, we only have guesses.
At this point, I swear you would land on a branch nearby, unless you want to revert to your...
Yeah, I would definitely start by getting onto a branch nearby and just call my presence. And then kind of look at them expectantly, like as if I'm basically showing, like, do I go back out there? Do I stay? Like, you can see the bird is hesitating.
Assuming that's Izarel, I'm guessing she didn't.
I'm not acting like a bird. I'm literally acting like a human in bird form. I'm like, am I going? Am I staying? Like, what do I do? Like, if it's a bird, it's a weird as heck bird.
If you can do that again, then just join us.
All right, I'll just swoop back and turn into Izarel as I land. Well, that cave is fortified. There is a giant ballista, just pointing out towards anyone. There are scouts doing surveillance around, and they are magically enhanced. They are communicating somehow with other people that can probably sense things around or magic that comes within a certain point, because I got spotted. I mean, the bird got spotted, but they could tell most likely that there was something in my area. They haven't seen me, but they knew there was something different in my area.
Great, yeah.
So they don't know it's Izarel that was there, but they definitely know that.
So it's a good thing
something.
we didn't try to infiltrate by magic.
Yeah.
They probably would have seen that right away.
Yes.
Did you happen to get a good sort of look at what those ballistas were? Do you have any details about them?
Could I tell Eirik what it looked like in somewhat details that Izarel, like language that Izarel would know?
Yeah, it seemed like a standard issue heavy ballista, which is just a huge contraption with a big old bolt at the end, which, you know, is used for warfare to even break down walls to some degrees. Definitely wish not to get hit by one of those, but yeah, you didn't see any specific magical things on top of it. It was somewhat hidden by like a fortification structure it was built inside of, so you would have to like get super close to investigate its proper properties. But from the extent of ballista knowledge you have, it seemed like a standard issue heavy ballista.
Right. Well, as I always fear, there's potential that we can run into some pretty awful machinery doing things like this.
We need to avoid fighting the Legion. They're not doing anything wrong.
I wanted to see if I could find a leader's abode of some sort to perhaps go and have a chat with them. But yeah, I got spotted immediately, and it doesn't seem like they are advertising the leader's spot, contrary to some war camps where you know where the general is going to be with like the other deciding people. There was no like war tent. There was no, this is the big guy place, you know? So I couldn't.
I feel like at this point, assuming they know we, or at the very least someone has entered their space, we just need to find a way to reach out to them and say, hey, this is who we are. We don't mean to cause a fright, right?
That was my initial goal. That's why I was trying to find if I could speak to the person in charge there, but it seems like I couldn't find them or find where they were, because that's what I would have liked to do.
Yeah.
Just
well, it's
swoop
also
in.
the middle of the night.
Yeah. I would have liked to swoop in and be like, hey, we're allies. We're camped a little further. There's a Blood Legion. Just dropping your troops.
In the interest of communicating that intent, but not putting you directly in the harm's way, is there any logic to maybe sending you back as a bird with a note and having you just drop it at the camp? And at the very least, we can explain everything we need to explain in words, but we're not putting you directly, like, face to face with.
Well, why would they leave a piece of paper?
I mean, they clearly have some kind of knowledge about something out there.
They either figured out that I was not a normal bird, or that I was infused with magic, or something. But they felt, they knew my presence. They knew someone or something was there. They knew to look in my area. And I left. I skedaddled before they could figure out where I was, because I didn't want them to catch on to me. But I wonder if I wrote a letter saying, I am a druid, I want to talk to you, or something like that, you know, like.
I mean, we need to be upfront, right? We are the Fate Weavers. We are against the unholy Legion of Blood, and we are in the area investigating. But maybe midnight isn't the best time to do that.
Yeah, obviously doing this in the middle of the night is very sketchy. It was a good way to see how far the defense was, and now we know we need to act in the morning.
Right. I think for now, let's secure the area, make sure that A, assassins don't get us, B, an unholy Legion doesn't get us, C, people from Colis don't get us, and then in the morning we can make ourselves known, and we can figure out a way to, because ultimately we need to get inside. We either find a way to get on the Legion's good side, or we know an assault's going to happen, so we just side with them for that, and, you know, work from there.
Yes. Can I let the securing to you while I craft with Jade a letter that will fold so that I can bring it in the morning? Because I honestly I don't have my magical terrain and I don't have my magical alarm. I didn't think we would have to set up camp,
That's
so
fine.
I have nothing to help currently.
I have a new spell to protect this, so that's fine.
Okay. And I don't think that popping the tower here is smart.
No.
Oh, I'm not. No. You could also bring it to one of the flying griffins. You could just fly next to them with a note and kind of, give it to them that way. That way you don't have to go near the defenses.
I
and
would feel
potentially be
feel
assailed.
better trying to find the soldier that was seeing me, because he would expect me. He would expect that I exist,
Mm-hmm.
and I could bring the message to him.
Sure. Okay. Okay, so let's find a place away from, but within view of this teleport circle then, that I can make because I can make it as big as I want. How many of us are there? 1, 2, 3. There's 5 of us. So if I make like a 20 by 20 area, I think that'd probably be okay. Let me look up the spell again. I think it's 5th level, 4th level, 4th level. Private Sanctum. Okay. Yeah, I'll look for an area I can make like 20 by 20 that's like 10 feet tall. And I'll use Private Sanctum, which can do a bunch of things. I can make a fog so people can't see in. I can prevent sound from going through, prevent teleportation, divination. I'll do everything.
Whoa.
All right. But it doesn't create like an actual physical house, right?
No, it's like a ward. I'm essentially putting up arcane wards that are acting to prevent these things, and visually, people would just see like a foggy area.
And you're doing this.
I'll try to post it.
Where again?
Yeah, we have to find a place first. Somewhere, I don't know. There's not a lot out here. Somewhere within visual sight of that teleport circle that is a distance away.
Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of open space, so there's definitely enough place to look at it, but not a lot of space to still be obscured yourselves. Can make a survival check to try and find
the fog in the middle of a wide open space.
I know. That's the only way I can really protect this. My survival's really bad. Glamour, what's yours? Glamour. Oh, he's the same. Okay, well, I guess I'll have Glamour help me then. Just look around because he can see better than I can. Let me find a spot that's maybe dip down or even just something. Ooh, okay. That was almost bad.
Nice, another.
But like a small cluster of bushes or trees that we can get in the middle of.
Yeah. You kind of look around, and you notice that they're like about maybe 150 feet away. There's a small portion where like 2 trees are decently close together that are also somewhat big, where you could like have several bodies just lie behind, and you can also see it dips a very small amount to create this minor crevice in the ground that when you lie flat you would be somewhat obscured. If someone was walking on the other side, they would immediately see you.
Okay. And I can make it like just 5 feet tall too if I want to. Like the dimensions are pretty open.
Yeah, so that seems to be like the best bet in what you have to work with, since it's a somewhat open space, it's the foot of the hill. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll point that out to everyone, and begin preparing the spell because it takes a while.
Okay.
In the meantime, with Jade's parchment papers and inks and stuff, I would take my time and get back into my noble roots and take out my nice calligraphy and just start writing my letter. And it goes as well as this. It says, "My name is Isarel Leafina. I am currently wild-shaped. I am with the Fate Weavers. We are here to investigate. There is a Blood Legion attacking your troops. Take me to your leader so we can discuss. We are on your side." And then I'll draw the Fate Weavers sign at the bottom.
Nice. Okay. Yep. And you kind of pack it up together in a formally neat note that is made to be able to be transported via Raven.
Yes.
Okay. Then, as you're preparing that, I guess Eric, anything specific you would do?
Yeah, well, because they're all involved with doing stuff, I'm just gonna kind of do the normal scan the surroundings and see if anything has changed or changing while we're everyone's trying to prepare different things.
Yep.
Last line of defense, basically.
Yeah. Make a perception check. Yeah, you're kind of setting up there, and Fiero's preparing a spell, which I believe takes an hour.
10 minutes.
Oh, okay, just 10 minutes. Okay. And you can also see Candace is like also sitting down and going through a couple of notebooks that he has while Isara and Jade are preparing his note. And as you're doing that, you're keeping an eye around, and you look back at the top of the hill, a bit to the western side, where you saw the Blood Legion, and you see like a small division of Crusaders kind of somewhat approaching like in your general area. They're not like beelining towards you. They seem to just going their normal route that is kind of like curving around the hill. As you're keeping an eye out on them, because you can somewhat clearly see them because they have torchlight, they seem to be like the only group of people that you can see that is within the area at the current moment. The bigger platoon that is like on top of the hill seems to have already crested around, probably doing the round on the other side of the hill. But as you're keeping you out on this small division there, at some point, probably after Fiera's finished casting a spell and you're just keeping an eye out, they just vanish. The lights go out, and every single one of them seems to instantaneously disappear.
Oh. Okay. So they could have just gone into a cave.
It definitely was not that. You saw them. You saw them walking, and it's like they just faded out of existence. So they didn't.
That's our scoping skill.
Okay, it's slow.
Yeah. You can make an Arcana check. Actually, you are very proficient in that regard. So
Maybe they walked into a hallucinatory terrain or something. Hang on.
Well, they had the darkness bubble in. Was that souvenir?
Arcana.
Oh, I think I can spell darkness.
19. Yeah, looking at it, it is very reminiscent of a spell being casted, because you didn't see a sudden influx of energy, like wind blowing, lights emanating, or stuff like that. It doesn't seem like some sort of powerful magic just kind of yeeted them out of existence. You would assume you would have noticed that. It does seem like, because they kind of faded away, that either, and you were spot on, that either hallucinatory terrain was kind of erected around them to make them not visible now, or that they walked into something like that and have now disappeared. But because almost all of them simultaneously disappeared in the same fashion, you assume that something caused them, or something erected a illusory wall.
Which they likely would have known. It's not like they're all intelligent and magically capable, presumably, so they know what's there. It's not like they were surprised by it. Maybe they were. Because like you said, in Suna and Nier, the Blood Legion had the darkness spell.
Yeah, I mean, they're proficient casters. Blood
But
magic
okay,
is...
so here's the question. If you walked into a darkness spell, does that same effect occur? Like, does it slowly dissipate, or is it like an immediate cutoff?
It would be an immediate cutoff. Like if you go in,
Okay.
it's like a straight line. So yeah, it would be cut off. And
So it's not quite the same thing.
yeah,
illusion.
because darkness spell, you would just see literal darkness. Right?
Yeah. And we can still see.
Yeah, you can still see the
Terrain.
terrain that is there.
Okay. So it's not that. I'm gonna take a look, following their presumed path. Like, if I were to trace my eyes in the direction they were going, and I look forward to see if light appears further out. Like, does it look like they've walked through a thing and then come out the other end?
You can make another perception check. Damn, that's 23. You're looking and you're waiting, and it's a very open space that we're walking at, and you don't know how large the range is that this potential illusionary wall has kind of appeared. And for the duration, like you wait like 2-4 minutes, you don't see a light appear. However, after that a short amount of time, you see 2 griffin scouts kind of fly down into that direction, and after about maybe 200 or like 150 feet in the sky, they also just vanish as they
Wait, we should go.
enter that zone.
Well,
Something's happening.
and we're just gonna wait till morning, because it's better to do things in the morning.
Well, you haven't told anyone yet, right? I'm still looking.
Well, I mean, yeah,
Unless you're
I
sharing.
presume we're kind of like all just in the same area. You're busy doing a thing, so I'll go to Kendith and just be like, okay, you have abilities to kind of like poof in and out from existence, it appears. Does this seem like anything that you would be familiar with going on up on the hill? And I'll explain sort of what it looks like and the fact that griffins have gone away now. And
Alright, yeah, this doesn't seem like teleportation. I assume they were like still walking when they disappeared, right?
that's as far as I could see. They were moving, and then their existence just started to slowly disappear, and they were gone. Same with the griffins. They flew around and came down and disappeared.
Yeah, this definitely seems like some sort of wall was erected in front of them that is subduing their visual things. How far away was it?
I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell you a specific distance, but I mean, I was just looking through my own eyes, and I can see individual people. Like, it wasn't just like a glowing light. I saw how many there were, so it was, maybe a couple 100 feet, something close enough to to see them.
I think this is... We should go and inspect it. If anything, this might be our way in. We were looking for the Holy Blood Legion, and if they have a way to silently dispose of people, this seems like the very way they might be doing it. And if we can help those Crusaders, I mean, there's no better way to prove our allegiance than to defeat the very people that are trying to kill them. I think Fiera's right.
Yeah. There's no idea or no way of knowing how big that area of effect is. So I guess if we want to just go in that direction, kind of it's a pretty good. I know exactly where they disappeared, so there's a good bearing that we can follow if we wanted to go directly to them.
All right. So if everyone else is okay, I would suggest that that might be the best course of action.
I mean, Fier is kind of busy right now. Do we interrupt what she's doing? And
I think this is important enough to interrupt.
Fier! Just like throw a rock at her, like, hey.
You have words?
I know, but just we gotta go. There's the thing. I saw there's a bunch of Crusaders walking. They were doing like a walking route, patrolling or doing some kind of whatever, and then they've suddenly just disappeared. So It looks like that's the best
That's what they're
bit of
probably
evidence we have. Well, at least, whatever is going to happen is now undercover. They might not be being attacked at the moment, but there's some kind of thing going on that that is protecting vision.
Understand. Well, let's go find out what this thing is.
Okay, I guess Isorel, you would have no problem joining them. Then
Yep, no issues. I would follow suit.
you kind of walk towards that direction. That's where we're going to take a quick break because I really have to go to the toilet. So see you guys in a second to see what is going on there. Bye. And we are back, rejuvenated, for at least some of us. A lot lighter as well. Anyways, without being too vague, so you guys are now approaching the scene that Eirik has witnessed. And it's like maybe like half a mile away where you saw that occur. So we were still able to make out the individual bodies that were holding the torch, but the deck. That's very,
Good joke, Kirk.
yeah. But yeah, how do you wish to approach?
I mean, is this a time that we use Pass Without a Trace because we have it? Because if something's in there doing whatever they're doing, maybe if we can sneak up and get into the magical
If we
area
take too
without
long
them
again,
knowing.
though, then it's already over. We've taken too long before. I'd rather some of the Legion stays alive so they can know that we're on their side, can speak for us.
Are you able to throw out some kind of communication to someone and say like, hey, we're going in, like you have to know who they are and know they're there, right?
I have no idea who or what's in there.
Yeah. But we know what Legion's here though, right? Don't we?
I don't know if they have a number at this one. Or if they do, I don't know. I don't think I would know what it is.
Alright, never mind.
can make a history check to see if you remember.
The Legion of Holy Blood.
Oh,
might be just
wait,
misremembering.
which legion are you talking about?
The one that guards the cave.
Okay, yeah, you can make a history check.
I can look at the list of angels, but
15. Yeah, you can vaguely remember when you talked with Godric. He told you that the or several divisions are stationed in Undorn, which are also responsible for guarding the entrance, which is the 11th Legion. But it was also the 11th Legion that has now went southwards to engage and help with the fight.
yeah, I thought. Okay,
right.
so they are spread out.
Yeah.
Okay,
and
well,
Okay. I guess I want to get there quickly, personally. We
Right.
can handle whatever's inside. I'm quite confident.
okay, let's go then.
okay.
Truck.
So you guys rush, and I presume Fios always just kind of leads the way as you move quickly as fast as your little footsies can travel you, and you run through the rocky terrain, stuff like that. You can see still several of the trees, some of them are even dead with no leaves, probably because the winter were blown away by the previous high storm. Whereas it's still cold, middle of the night, there is only a bit of moonlight occasionally peeking through the somewhat cloudy night skyscape. And as you kind of walk towards it, at a certain point, you notice that even though you can't see much, and for those of you who have dark vision, Ice Throw doesn't. It's like a very slight shift, but the bit of kind of bluish moonlight that is casting this somewhat colder hue onto the environment suddenly loses all saturation and kind of turns somewhat grayish, and which is why dark vision you usually only see in black and white, so it isn't immediately noticeable. It's just a very slight shift in temperature that occurs. And the other thing that becomes immediately noticeable to all of you as you notice the shift in hue is there is absolutely no sound whatsoever going on, where as soon as you enter a certain threshold, and there's complete and utter silence. You do not hear any wind. As you look over to your comrades, you also do not hear the noises their chainmail for Jade specifically makes, or the rustling of your own clothes has become completely inaudible. And as you try to shout out to anyone, there's no sound. But before you can kind of even react to this, you see in front of you, only maybe like 100 feet away, which you would have definitely seen otherwise, is what seems to be a large group of about maybe like 10, maybe like 15, somewhere in that range, men, some of them being clad in the platinum armor that you're aware of. However, most of them, and most of them that are standing, have this red adorned clothing. Many of them are wielding axes, while there's one kind of very tall and broad female figure in this dark red and black armor, where you can see that a sword that has been sliced through one crusader slowly comes out with no sound as the armored figure that she just stabbed through kind of falls limp to the ground, while the other people with axes are still hammering on two survivors that are desperately trying to fight them off as you get to this unexpected battle scene. And I assume you will engage as some of them notice you as soon as you step inside of this field of effect. And I will take you to the battle map.
Oh boy, it's gonna be a tough
Okay.
one.
Okay.
We got to get the silence.
Yes.
It's all my spells are verbal. I checked.
Okay, where are we? We are here. Okay.
Every single spell.
So I'll also take 2.
I'm guessing blue dots are good people.
They're
and
Crusaders.
axe people. Well, I mean, yeah, Crusaders from the Legion and the
11's
axe
lead then.
people are
Like the red
bad
background.
ones. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, don't
Oh boy.
All right.
forget to
all right.
click your tokens.
I can't see my token.
Oh, that's
Go down a
oh
little
yeah.
bit.
No, I think they changed it actually. That now, if you don't have any dark vision and you're in darkness, you don't actually see yourself anymore, which is kinda bad.
Wild.
Kinda stupid.
Yeah, one might say.
Oh.
I think I see where I am.
I will give
Like, I
you.
can select it.
I have.
Yeah, I can select something.
Yeah.
On the bottom left, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I will give you a
Yes.
night vision of 5 feet, so you can only
Well,
see yourself.
I was gonna say glamour should be out, so I could potentially just look through him.
Okay, so now you should see yourself. And I will do the. Oh no, I can't see. I forgot. Glamour, yes, you. Let's see.
8 Heuser.
Yes, I'm doing it right now. All right. that's
Okay.
16 total.
He's a
There we go.
cat. So let me get the cat token real quick. There he is. I'll just make it so you can control it. Cat.
Oh, and to use the drip globe, I have to say something. Oh, jeez. Okay, we got work to do. Get rid of silence. Help the Legion.
Fiera.
Everything verbal.
Okay, here's Glamour. You should be able to control and see him.
Yep.
And
Oh, how's his initiative work? Do you want him to go on my turn or his own turn?
doesn't Familiar have specific rules for that?
Oh boy, let me open up that 10 paragraphs here.
Okay, then I will roll for Jade now. If Jade dies here, I apologize. It's not my fault. And for Candace as well.
Verbal.
Everything I have is verbal. Absolutely everything I have is verbal. I cannot do oh, sorry. I can send a message.
Wow. Oh, at least the Crusader's pretty high.
So yeah, I'm pooped until we get rid of the silence.
Well, then let's work on that.
Oh man, I've got a shit ton of character sheets open.
Okay.
Hopefully
does have
your
his
laptop
condition.
doesn't crash,
Yeah.
please.
My only option here is to be the tank.
I literally have no option. I cannot do anything.
Can you wild shape?
Let me see.
That's not a spell. It's like a
Yeah,
feature.
it's an ability, so I can wild shape, but that does mean that I have to climb those mountains stuff to try to get to them.
Oh, I guess I can use my class features until we figure out how to get sound back.
Yeah.
Okie dokie, as it said, this is a hella long initiative order. A lot of different peeps walking around here. So, at the beginning of this initiative order, it's a guy that you can see who seems to be dressed in very ornate armor that to some degree doesn't even look functional and just like a dress, but he has like a long flowing cloak, high collar, slick back hair, and a noticeably very pale skin tone, as he seems to be kind of pointing towards just several of the men. And actually, let me see, what is passive perception? Yes, and as he's kind of just somewhat orchestrating this battle scene that's going on, he turns around and sees all of you and kind of just points in your direction, and you can see that some of the other people kind of lift up their weapons and then look towards you and seem to aim their focus towards your group. And they will, let's see what they will do. Just kind of stand there. And the other thing you see, especially you, Eirik, because you have a high passive perception, is that in front of him there seems to be some sort of glowing red energy where a red mist is kind of perpetually spraying out of. And he seems to be standing in front of that. That ends his turn. I will take us to the Crusaders, who are currently engaged. The one will just attack, since he's being flanked. Just the one in front of him. It was a 16, I believe that hits. Yep, it does. And we'll make a second attack against him as well. It was a 24, will also hit. So he deals a total of 26. 40. Manages to kill the guy in front of him, as he kind of uses his long sword to slash through, and you can see that the radiant sparks of his channeled longsword kind of bring in the finishes touches, as the one kind of just dies in silence in front of him, and he turns around to engage with the other one, while the other one will also attempt to do the same to attack the guy that is in front of him. It was a natural 20.
Oh, yes.
That's what you like to see. Whoa, those are some very low rolls.
Yes, yes. It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay.
But the new rules for natural 20 is we always take max and then plus, so that he rolled a 2. So that is a... Did you roll a 2? Yes, so that is a... what's it called?
6 more damage, right?
No, 10. Plus 10 damage, because he was a d10, and that's always maxed.
Oh.
So that's 16 plus 8, 10. So 26 is actually how much damage he does on that one. But that was his first attack. He will make a second one. What is this luck? 2 natural 20s back to back. These Crusaders, they're on a mission.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Let's go.
Oh, big
That is...
Okay, we gotta keep him alive.
Yeah, nah, that... Wow, would I kill him actually? That will be a plus 10, that's 19. 7 plus 8 is 15, so that's 34? So pretty big damage, but just doesn't quite manage to kill the one in front of him, as he kind of does 2 big swings and gashes in front of the guy, and with each hit, the usual kind of divine boom or radiant flare that you hear from those Crusader longswords that you have fought yourselves against don't really do anything. Well, do a lot in terms of damage, but there's just silence as he kind of casts through them. A lot of blood is being spilled by the one trying to stand his ground against them, which will take us to Fiera's turn.
Yeah, lovely. Okay, so I found out I can talk to Glamour telepathically. I'll be using him a lot, and as a bonus action, I can see through his eyes. So yeah, bonus action, I'm gonna look through him so I can actually see where I'm going. Then I'm just gonna tell him, help me get closer. Try to figure out who's making this weird noise go away.
Alright, I'll try my best.
Let's move forward. Actually, I'll move toward the tree. I feel a little safer. Trees seem safe. Actually, I don't think I'm close like that. So one of these two probably are not really close for anything. I will use my action on, let's see, pink or orange. That's my options here. I'll choose the pink one. And he'll have to make a Constitution saving throw as I reach the glove toward him and use momentary stasis.
Alright. 18?
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
enough.
Barely makes it.
Yeah, that's action, bonus action movement. Okay, yeah, I think that's all I can do.
Alright, so take us to Icero's turn.
Okay, I'm going to move a little bit this way and just kind of get close to the mountain. And I will do the one thing I can do. I will use one of my new cleric abilities, and you will see my chest kind of puff up and start glowing a little bit, and you feel like we're all connected all of a sudden. And I will use Emboldening Bond. So as an action, I can choose up to 4 willing creatures within 30 feet of me, creating a magical bond among them for 10 minutes or until I use this feature again. While we are bonded, while any bonded creature is within 30 feet of another, once per turn, you can roll a d4 and add it to an attack roll, an ability check, or a saving throw. Yes.
Nice.
So
Alright.
let me post it here so that you can see it exactly how it does. Yeah.
In 30 feet of each other, not just you.
Yeah, not just me. Not just me. So we can spread, this doesn't stick us together exactly.
Right,
So-
you just have to be close to one of us.
Yes. So I do
Awesome.
it to the Freight Weavers. So myself and the other 3. And I unfortunately leave Candid out of it. So that is my action.
Mhm.
Mm. Sorry, dinner was getting sorted at the same time. Very sorry about that. Can I quick question.
Yes.
If I wild shape, does my bond stay or does it fade away? Because it's a class feature and not a spell.
I see no reason why it would fade.
Okay, cool. I'll turn into a bear then. Cave bear time.
Alright.
Going to here. Boop. Going to put Isora back here. I'm here. And then this here.
Get him.
I'm gonna go up there and I'm just gonna roar at Mr. Orange there.
Yep. Well, he doesn't hear you, but
Yep.
you definitely have a little bit of
I
spill.
look menacing.
Yes.
He probably
While I
feels
do
it
it.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bear running on the ground.
Well, actually, I think vibrations don't travel through the space, because it's like complete silence. So I guess, yeah.
Oh.
Because thunder damage also gets cancelled out in silent space, if I remember correctly.
Right.
So yeah, no
Yeah.
vibrations actually
Okay.
appear. So yeah, keep that in mind.
Yep.
So that ends your turn. That takes us to Glamour. Oops.
Yes, Kitty has one job.
Come on, kitty cat.
It's gonna run up to the highest point you can. And yeah, my command name is just try to find whoever is creating this silence spell, who's focusing, who's got bee of sweat down their eyebrow,
Okay, yeah.
who looks like a caster. I don't know.
Can make a perception check.
All right. Now, would smell help here?
No. Unfortunately not.
Okay, that's probably a straight perception. Oh. Okay. Oh, why is that to GM? What the heck?
Well, I see it. So an 18.
Oh, okay, it's 18.
Yeah, he's looking around and he's like, alright, caster. I was one myself before I got turned into this form. And he's spying his eye and it's like, I don't think it's any of them. If my best guess and if my keen smell tells me anything, I don't smell anything odd other than that weird red glowing thing in the middle. That seems awfully suspicious. I would presume that probably has something to do with this. As far as I'm concerned, a normal silent spell doesn't have such a big range. We're definitely more than 20 feet away from it. So it's probably some powerful artifact that they are currently using to have this make this way.
So we see, I guess, yeah, I'm seeing through his eyes right now. Well, I guess I can see otherwise, but... So can you describe that red thing in the middle?
Yeah, it seems like from Glamour's perspective, like a mist of red that kind of is just dispersing out all the time. That is on the map, this red circle. And within the center of it, though the mist is like somewhat obscuring whatever is producing it, there seems to be a floating rod there where the mist is kind of coming out of.
Okay. Okay, I can't pass that on to anyone. We are talking telepathically and we can't speak out loud. Oh boy. Oh, yeah. I was gonna say Arya would have helped here. But oh, that feels bad.
Too early?
Yeah. Is that his action to do all that then?
Yeah, it would be an action to try and look for...
I'm not gonna throw him in there. Okay, that's his turn. Movement, action. That's fine.
Okay, then Jade. Luckily, obviously, I planned this silence, so I don't have to talk as Jade. Was calculated. I think she would just go and run for it. Kind of go towards Iceral. Also use the action to dash. She can't really use Misty Step, since I also think that requires a verbal component. Am I crazy?
It does, but if it's a class feature first, can it be used once?
That's a very good question.
She could probably use a Raven Step though. That's a racial
I asked
thing,
simply
right?
because I have Misty Step as a class feature. So.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Yes.
she has that as well.
She has Misty Step because of her class feature. I believe it is from her origin or something.
Yep. And no, I think it's the.
But they're all
Yeah.
verbal.
Well, hers
Right.
is Blessing of the Raven Queen, and here it just says, as a bonus action, you can magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see.
Right, because it's Shadow Step, it's not Misty Step.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like a, that weird racial.
It's a little bit
thing.
different.
Yeah, there are no components listed for this, so I'd say it makes
I
perfect
don't think
sense.
it's a spell.
Yeah, well, it literally isn't, because it's a feature, so I will say she can run up to 30 feet here, but she wouldn't really be able to get into anyone's range. So I don't know. Well, actually, she will Misty Step over here. Oh, actually, yeah, here. Prepare action. Take out a big Nightlock Great Axe. Oh, actually, no sound effects. And kind of just stand there at the ready, kind of bracing in case anyone goes towards her, ending her turn. Bringing us to Eirik.
Okay, so boots are gonna activate, gonna jump up and start flying. Oops. 30 feet here, because then I'm in range of both of them in case. Okay, so boots, I'm flying up here. I'm gonna be I guess I'll just go the full height up too. So 30 feet up in the air to get as good of a vantage point as I can into that group. And as I'm flying, I'm gonna pull out my force ballista, force cannon cone, and attach it to my cannon and get ready for my next turn.
Alright. Then it's the Berserker's turn, who are violently fighting against these Crusaders. Many of them have already finished the business they've done, though this one will go there and kind of assist his colleague since he's having trouble dealing with him. Same with this one there, while this one will engage probably, well, he was there. Kind of, you can see the pink one take the axe out of the dead griffin that is lying on the ground, and then turns around. Well, Jade is the closest one there, so I do think it makes sense. He would run there and kind of charge at Jade, and you can see that he's kind of roaring as he does so. So Jade will be able to use her attacks against them since she has prepared them. So she will do that. That is a natural 18. It will definitely hit. I'll just do the second one after that. And that is a 12, which will unfortunately miss. But the first one hits as he comes screaming towards her. And I apologize for all of the sound effects. God damn, that's a 12 on a d12. Can't get better than that. Dealing 21 damage as kind of just runs straight into her axe as he kind of times it properly and swings it into the side of his gut, which gets kind of cut open, or he starts to bleed profusely. However, it is his turn, so he will somewhat retaliate, and he will attack recklessly. So he has advantage trying to engage him. With a 21, he will actually manage to hit Jade. So that will be a 7 points of damage. However, she has resistance now because she used her Step of the Raven Queen, so she gets resistance to all damage. So that is reduced to 3. And now the 2 will attack the Crusader also recklessly, even though they don't have to, but that's kind of just how they're trained. The one misses, the other one misses as well. And then another 2 attacks against the Crusader on top, which is a natural 20, will definitely hit, and a
Really
21.
try to save at least one of them.
So that is 2. I mean, it doesn't get higher than that. That plus 12 is 27. And then another only 4, which is a 1. So it got the highest and lowest roll. As they are kind of cleaving into him. But Crusaders are strong. He's taking the hits.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Wasn't the pink one in temporary stasis?
Oh, no, he saved. He managed to save.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
But good looking out. That ends their turn, which will take us now to Kenneth, who has a mage, similar to Fiera's, absolutely useless in this situation. So you can see him look around. He looks at his book. The book throws back at him. He looks at the battlefield. And he literally can't do shit. And
so some of his spells are verbal. It's crazy.
Yeah, and not only that, he doesn't really have combat spells. He is not a combat mage. And you know what? He will... Does he have any special features he can use here? No. So he will just kind of start meandering over here. And that's gonna end his... Well, you know what? He will make an Arcana check to see if he can find a practical solution to potentially dispelling this thing. Because obviously dispelling with dispel won't work in this scenario. So let's see. So 27. Yeah, he gets a couple of ideas. Question is, will he be able to communicate them? And last but not least is this individual here, the large woman clad in black and red armor, who will immediately step towards Jade. And they will, if I can find her character sheet, there it is, use, their glaive and kind of start wailing into Jade. Actually, she's a tactical person, so she will flank Jade in order to get advantage on that. So there's the first attack, was a 15, she will miss. It was a 18, she will still miss. It was a 17, with 3 of her attacks, all of them. Because she just Jade put up her shield behind her while also parrying several of her attacks with her own axe. As you can see, the glaive of this kind of black knight in a kind of stalemate with Jade right now, unable to hit her. And that will now take us to the one commanding here. And they will actually gain interest in... let's see. Let me see what the range on that is. Okay, that's not that much. The speed is as normal. They will walk. You know what? Why not? Jade is a threat. So he will go there. And he will then kind of reach to his back and take out a large greatsword. And also swings it towards her. And was an 11. Also, Jade is a combat fanatic, just kind of being able to see everything coming her way. However, he will also attempt to bite her with a natural 1. And completely misses, because he tries to go in, kind of shows his fangs, long canines, but Jay just kind of busts his face with his shield as he kind of just gets slammed in the face. His nose is a little bit bent and he looks very angry. Ending his turn. Can't do much there. bring us back to the Crusaders, the ones trying to finish his job, and that is the blue one. Oh, I think they're all blue, but yeah, you know which one I mean. To see, maybe we'll get his third natural 20. Ah, no, it doesn't. But 14 will hit, dealing a total of 17 damage, which is enough to end the job as he kind of slays and casts through that guy. And as he turns around, he will use his second attack, and it was an 18 because I attacked recklessly. He will hit, dealing a total of 13 damage, also heavily injuring that individual. Well, the top one will try and contend with the two people around him. 21 will hit and 24 will hit, dealing a total of 70. Also managing to kill the lower one at him, because the Crusaders are holding their own ground for now. We'll take us to Fiera.
Yeah. That's the object's not hard to get placed, oddly. Trying to think how to get there. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I guess we'll start moving. Jump down, climb up. If that upper blue guy can win the battle, that would be great. I think I'm too far to help with that one. Yeah, just barely. Who can I help here? Probably, well, she's a boss, but she's surrounded. Okay, Constitution. I feel like they all have good Constitution. That's all I have. So who am I helping? My stasis has a look. If I free that guy, maybe he can go after the object. Okay, I don't know. I just gotta pick one. The yellow one. The yellow berserker. Same thing. Black Sand's gonna start racing around him. Make that con save for me.
Yes, well, it's a fail.
Oh. So he freezes and is incapacitated until my next turn, or he gets hit. Yeah, this because I can't speak and tell people what's happening. I make sure this black sand's really just it's swirling. You know, it's swirling. Let me tell you, it's can't hear it swirl, but it's swirling.
I mean, yeah.
Movement, action. Yeah, I just want to make sure he can see it.
I mean, yeah, he's fighting him, so he would definitely notice that the movements of him stop.
Yep. Okay, and that's the best I can do at this moment.
Okay, then that will take us to Isorel in bear form.
Yes. I guess you saw me doing my little thingy, so I'm gonna run like this and this to make sure that I don't get into range of this lady here, so I don't get into and out of her range. And then I'm just going to nom nom on this guy.
Okay.
Now, how does this work? Because Jade is stuck in between these guys, so she's, you know, they have advantage on her, but I'm in combat here. Do I get the flanking advantage or not? Because it's a weird situation there where they're flanking her, but we're flanking this guy. So
yeah, so the rule is a person being flanked cannot give the benefit of flanking. So she being flanked means she isn't able to give you the flanking benefit.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to be sure.
Yep.
Anyways, my goal was to get close to that guy anyways. And try to stay away from this lady. Alright, so bear time. Let me open the bear page. Here. Alright, so 1 bite attack.
21 will definitely hit.
There we go.
10 piercing damage. Very nice. However, as you bite inside, you feel an unusual amount. Oh, not unusual amount. You kind of just bite into it, and the body of this individual feels somewhat cold. 26 will also hit as you kind of draw some blood out of them. And with another 8 damage, you leave behind 2 deep wounds there.
Yes. Sorry, voice crack there. Okay. I forgot that, but I will know next time. Alright, that's all I can do for now.
Alright.
Which is not shabby at all. I'll take it.
Yeah, pretty damn good. Take us to Glamour again.
Yeah, I gotta get him in here. Jay needs the most help. How far can you move? Actually, let me check this movement. Is it 30?
I think it should be more. So
it's 40. Oh, and a climbing speed. Heck yeah, you can move anywhere. Yeah, let's see. How can he help you? I might get him to the object, sure. Yeah, I'm gonna command him get a closer look at that weird object. So he's gonna, whether he wants to or not, I'm magically gonna compel him. So he's gonna move over here, and then he can get toward it. 15, 20, 25, 30.
Alright.
Boom. Yeah, I'm guessing at a glance I probably can't tell any more from him. He couldn't interact with it anyways, so yeah, next turn we'll figure something out.
Okay, very nice. As he kind of steps towards it, kind of tells you, interesting looking device.
Well, it's your new play toy.
Alright, that will take us to Jade, who's currently heavily surrounded, but feels the boost given by the Bear of Icefall. And I just noticed I forgot to add the D4 last time when she did the attack roll.
It's once per turn.
Yes, exactly, which
Yeah.
I still forgot. But now I remember, so that's good. She will attack. I mean, I'd say the big lady. That makes sense. 2 big ladies getting at each other. So she gets a D4 on the first attack. Because why not? Doesn't really need it. Hits into her with that 22. Dealing a total of 17 damage there as it impacts.
I guess I don't know what her spells are like. Does Holy Smite?
Yeah,
that verbal?
that requires the verbal components.
Oh, okay. All spells are verbal. It
Yeah.
sounds just so good.
Yep, it indeed is. But she gets a second attack, so and that's a natural 20. Holy shit! Holy shit! I mean, Jade is really.
She's a badass.
Yeah, so that first one just gets a plus 12, so that's 27 plus 8. 27 plus 8 is 35 damages as she just kind of looks at the lady that has been attacking her and just kind of sees an opening, sees this opportunity, and just cleaves right through the heavy black armor that she's wearing. You can see a spurt of blood just jump out of it, covering Jade partially. One might say that Jade looks more like the villain, as she's just kind of massacring the people around her. But yes, those are her 2 attacks. Not much else she can do at the moment. I don't think much else she needs to do, to be fair. So that will take us to Iwick now.
Okay, point of clarification about the emboldening bond. When Isra left her place, she moved out of 30 feet. Can I move back into 30 feet and still gain the bond?
Yeah, I think so, because it says as long as you are within 30 feet, you will gain the benefit and not you will lose it if you get out of it. So yeah.
Alright, so I can re-enter the zone.
Exactly.
Okay, so I've got the cannon out. So if you want to drop that onto the map for me.
Yeah, actually you can always I think put it in yourself.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, so if you go to the journal in Roll20 under the PCs tab, there should be a token that says turret, or a thing that says turret, and you should be able to drag and drop it into the map.
I only have my token and then the fireball animated spell.
That? Oh yeah, I didn't put it into your thing. Scusi. Now you should be able to see it.
Now I can do it. Hey, look, a turret.
Yeah, a turret.
All right, so I have it. I am going to now fly. Let's do this. No. We're gonna go 30 feet to there, so I'm in range. Bonus action, force ballista at the blood item.
Alright. Let's go. 22 definitely hits.
Fine, it's 3d6 damage. Come on. That's not the right one. Force. Oh, 3d8. 3d8 plus 5. 3d8 plus 5. Ooh.
Nice. 19 damage. As you shoot it, you can see that immediately.
Plus 5 damage.
Oh yeah,
19
24.
plus 5.
24 even. That's the kind of blood red mist that is kind of pouring from it subsides, and the effect suddenly disappears, and you can all immediately start to hear the wind gushing through, the sounds of your own clothes passing by, and the kind of somewhat battle noises of now weapons clashing against each other, and the growling speech of the bear as it seems to be deactivated.
Amazing. Alright, so that was bonus action. As my action, I'm going to cast. Oh, didn't think that was going to be enough to destroy the thing right away. I'm going to cast Chaos Bolt at level. What level is that? Level 2. So that is. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Sorry, wrong spell. I'm going to cast Scorching Ray at level 2. So that's 3 rays. 2 of them are going to go to the caster, and the 3rd ray is going to go to the big armored lady.
Alright.
Caster.
20 will hit.
Caster. I'll throw my d4 onto that to make sure.
Okay.
So I'll roll that. Just to make sure.
Unfortunately, still doesn't hit with that D4.
Bullshit! Okay, so third one to the armored lady.
$14 unfortunately doesn't hit either.
You suck! Okay, so 1 raid of damage at 2nd level to the caster. Plus a D8, wait, 66 plus a D6.
Arik doing damage is just like... Okay, so
16 damage to the caster.
alright, nice. 16 as he gets hit by it. Though you call him caster, he doesn't really look like a caster. He was wearing heavy armor and wields a great sword, so he gets hit by it as the flames brush him off, and you can see him kind of now snarling. Insolence! What has happened? And he kind of looks around as he looks at the kind of somewhat, now you see, magical rod that is levitating in the air, and the mist seems to have stopped pouring out of it, and it's just kind of like stuttering instead. And the one looks kind of bewildered and angry at what has occurred.
Great, that'll do for me.
All right, then it will go back to the berserker's turn. The one will attack Jade. Let's see, with advantage because of stuff. Nope. Will whiff again. As Jade just kind of does that. The other one is hold by temporary stasis, so he won't be able to do anything. Or the other one will attack the other Crusader. Was it 17? I believe to still miss, because they should have AC of 18. Yep. So they just completely whiff on their turn. Kenneth, now finally being able to hear and speak, say, finally, what a nuisance. I better disappear, and then turns himself invisible.
Counterspell.
You better reappear at that blood item and grab it and disappear.
And then he will move while he's invisible. That will end his turn. Can't move all that much. And take us to the lady's turn, who will, in spite, kind of look at Jade, impressed, surprisingly, as she's able to kind of dodge all of her attacks, and kind of just gives a grin smile and says, has been a while since I had a worthy opponent. Very well. And then kind of throws the glaive again and attempt to attack. But before I do that, I thought someone was trying to get my attention. And do her flurry of blows there. And
Oh, she drops her sword? Okay. Her axe.
oh, yes, she becomes a monk. And attacks her 3 times. So with advantage. That's a miss. That's a hit. And that's still a miss. So on a second attack, she will use...
I'll chronal shift that one.
Okay.
As I see the glaive getting close to Jade's neck. So one more roll. It's the first one.
Okay, yes. 13 misses. Very nice.
Yep.
As she tries to kind of hit, and then you just slow her down, giving Jade enough time to kind of dodge under it, as she's dodging 3 people's attacks simultaneously, staying untouched in amidst all of this. And yeah, that ends her turn. She can't do anything else besides that. and that will take us back to the...
Jade is a badass.
Yeah, truly. It's
Jade is an
literally
absolute
insane.
badass.
Episode title.
And he looking a little bit frustrated on what is going on. Well, you can see that he... what will he do? Will he do that? Let me see what his options are. He can... yeah, he will step towards his item again. So you guys, Jade will get an attack of opportunity and Bear will get an attack of opportunity.
Yes.
I
Yes.
think both will gladly take.
Be rough if he turns
Actually-
it back on.
Jade will use her attack to grapple, so he can't move away, since that is an option now. And I believe, let me see, is it weapon attack or does it work?
I think it's athletics versus his athletics or acrobatics still. I don't think they changed it.
No, you do an unarmed strike now to determine whether or not you hit.
Oh.
It's not a contested roll anymore.
Really?
Yeah. Characters to triggered by using unarmed strike. Many monsters have special attacks that allow them to quickly grapple prey. However, a grapple is initiated. It follows these rules. Yes, so she can make an unarmed strike, which she will attempt to do.
That's different. Oh my god, some monks could grapple whenever they want.
Yeah, that's basically how it works. But unfortunately, isn't quite able to do that. Tries to grab, but
E4, does that count?
I already used it on her
Yep.
turn.
Yep.
So yeah,
She doesn't gain it back yet.
yeah.
Well, Ezra, let's go.
Yep. My claw.
26, very nice. For 10 slashing damage, which he will take. But he takes that into account as he gets slashed. And yeah.
Nope, that was Namira. Okay, good. Namira was a sentinel, so I would drop the movement to 0 automatically if I hit, but it was in a past life.
Yeah. He would take it and can see that he's like kind of shaking it, and then he unscrews it and then starts to bite up in his thumb and then start pouring some of his blood out of his hand back into it. And you can see that the wall kind of sparks up again as the silence retakes the area once again as he activates it again. That ends his...
Oh, right before my turn.
Oh. Ends his turn. Has to use a full action to be able to do that. And that will take us back to the Crusaders. However, the Crusaders, seeing this, looks towards him. But will ignore him, actually. And he will go towards the item. Well, he's technically... how should I rule this? Well, he's technically holding the item now. So he will attempt to hit it out of his hands, basically. To try and get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of a fight to who gets the hot potato now. Because it is an object that he's holding, I would say it's... Yeah, it's a bit more difficult than just hitting the guy, since it's a specific target. So it's the guy's AC, and I would say it's a pretty big target. It's a large rod that he's holding, so he will just get a +2 to his AC as he's trying to hit that specific target. And a 21 will hit it. So as he's
I
kind
want
of
to know that guy's name.
yeah, 2 natural 20s back to back, and then also hitting it with 5 damage. However, it isn't quite enough as he hits the thing and it sparks a bit, and it temporarily stops, but it reactivates again. But as a second attack, trying to take it. Was a 25. It will definitely hit the thing again. What a G. And with 12 additional damage, you kind of crash it in again. And you can see that the spell once again gets deactivated as the kind of Blood Knight is furious after having just activated it, while the other, his companion, will still continue to fight off the one in front of him. With a 15, he will still hit. With 19, will also hit. And dealing a total of 32 damage. Which is quite a lot, but not enough to kill his opponent. But will end his turn and take us to Fiera.
Right, so no silence effect right now.
Exactly.
Okay, do I try to finish
You are
this,
free
or-
to cast.
I think we're okay for now. I'm kind of worried about the Legionnaire up above. But I don't think I can actually help him. For now, I'm just gonna try to help everyone. I'm gonna throw down a slow on the 4 over here. Because it's a 40-foot. Yeah, I could pretty easily fit that. So yeah, I'll slow everybody there. That's an enemy. That isn't the Legion either. So that's a wisdom save for everyone in there.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we'll start with him. Let's see. Oh, 26 will definitely make it. The Berserker start with the left one. Fails. And the Black Guards will make a wisdom save here. The 9 will also fail. So... Oh wait, the other Berserker, I forgot, right?
Yeah. Yeah, incapacitated doesn't matter.
Also fails.
Nice, 3 fails. That is perfect.
So...
Good enough. So the one that succeeded was this gentleman that had the rod.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just gonna yell out so people know. 11th Legion, we're the Fate Weavers. We're here to help. This is simple.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go hide behind this tree.
Fair enough.
Is that a tree?
Yeah,
We're
it's
the
a
Fate
dead
Weavers.
tree.
We're here to help. Hide.
It's a dead tree that
Yep.
has lost its leaves. Yeah, then that will take us to Isorel.
Yep. Zoop. I'm going there, and I
I'll
am
get him.
getting him.
Yeah. Very nice.
Sorry.
All good. I've been
Sorry.
burping all day as well. Ooh, a 12 unfortunately will miss.
I will use my D4 on this and see if that helps.
Alright. That was a 16 who unfortunately still miss. As you
Shite.
bite into his ornate armor.
Alright. Claw then.
A 16 will still miss. As it scrapes over his ornate armor and he kind of somewhat parries it with his great sword.
What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? How is this guy looking?
The Crusader, you mean?
Yeah.
He's quite injured, but
Okay.
it won't look like he will die anytime soon. Like he would have to.
Okay.
You don't
I'm
have like
gonna
a big AoE,
move
do you?
around, so I'm still in range with this guy, so I don't get out of his range. And
Yeah.
with my nose, no, I can't shoot. Wait, can I? I? Crap, no, I can't do what I wanted. Okay, I'm gonna stay there.
Okay. Then glamour.
Okay, so what is the rod situation?
Well, it seems to be deactivated. However, the guy is still holding it.
Okay. I want glamour to try to. How can we do this here? If I want him to like try to knock it out of his hand, I guess how could I do that? Is that like a?
That would basically be a disarm, which I also think is just a.
He does have strength, but he has dex. So I'm gonna use his dex to do this. Like scurry around and like try to like wrench it out with his claws. Be a cat menace, you know.
Yeah, I would say. Oof, but it would have to be strength, unfortunately. Since it's.
We're gonna do something else then.
Okay.
That's not gonna work. He will give the help action to the Blue Crusader for whatever he does next. If he's gonna attack, he's gonna like try to run into the guy's eyes and distract. You know, he'll help the Blue Crusader.
Yep, that's fair enough. We'll take us to Jade again. I will turn back to the duel with the lady who now seems to be severely slowed. I will try and attempt to finish the job now.
Yep. -2 AC. That's a big one.
This is 16. Well, she gets a D4. First of all, before we decide anything, which I will roll. Which is an 18, which will hit. Was that minus? So she will deal a total of 17 damage, and she will attack again. Because she's just cool like that. It was 19, we'll hit again. Actually, you know what? We'll throw in a smite. We'll throw in a smite, bonus action smite, why not? So that's an additional 2d8. Right? Yes, it's a d8. So that is a lot of damage. 17 plus 15 is 32, plus 6 is 38 damage as she just wails on this woman who's unable to defend herself in a slowed state. And you can hear the crashing booms now of a kind of shadowy magic impacting the black armor of this lady and carving right through it. Will take us now to Iwick, who's still floating up, shooting like the AC-130 is.
Yeah. I'm doing a lot of thinking here. Strategic, geometric, all kinds of different thinking. That's not gonna work. No, it's not stupid to do that. Okay, what else can I do?
Are you able to help the Crusader up here?
Yeah, likely. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna get into the middle of whatever action is occurring there. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to what you said about the rod. Where is it now?
The guy's holding it.
He's still holding it?
Yep.
Okay, so that, oh man. Okay, I'm gonna fly here instead. I'm gonna drop myself down just a little bit. I'm gonna force ballista at the guy holding the rod first as a bonus action.
All right. 21 definitely it.
So then we go 3d8. 8 or 6? What did I say last time?
D8.
Jesus Christ.
Are you aiming?
Plus,
You're just aiming for him. Nothing specific.
I'm just aiming at him, yeah.
Okay.
Jesus.
Plus 5. 19 plus 5 again. 24 damage to him, and he's pushed 5 feet backwards.
All right.
Or in the opposite direction of the cannon.
Yep. So you just kind of stumbled there. Oops. He's under the wet thing, which is technically gone now since he's holding it. Yeah.
Okay, so that's damage to him. And then from there, I'm going to... I'll step it up and do Scorching Ray at 3rd level. And I'll do 2 rays at the guy attacking the Crusader up top, and then 2 at the vampire guy.
All right. Will hit. 2 are the ones at top, and then 2 on the vampire.
Yeah,
guy.
first 2 are up top, and the
Alright.
second 2 are the guy at the bottom.
Very nice. Elaborate. Now the 25 will definitely hit. Yes, all of
Crazy.
them hit.
Alright, first one. 12 plus, good lord, plus a 6. So much.
Yeah, it really
Oof.
is.
18 on that first Scorching Ray.
Yeah.
That reminds me of Percy. He was always doing grit and stuff.
5 plus a d6. Oh, fuck you.
Oh, dang.
I'll throw my d4 onto this this damage roll.
Oh, can you add damage? I think only attack rolls.
I think it's attack damage and saving throws. Isn't it?
Let me see. I've actually have it open. Default attack roll, ability check, or saving throw. So not damage.
Oh, ability check. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. Forget that 4. So that was 6 damage on the second Scorching Ray. Third Scorching Ray down at the vampire dude. $12 damage. And the last Scorching Ray. 19 damage.
Nice.
Oh boy.
Alright, anything else you'd like to do?
Since I moved backwards a couple feet, I'm just gonna drop myself down, so I'm gonna be now 25 feet up.
Okay. Very nice. Yeah, you can see that Ivy kind of flies towards you guys. His ballista just pounds the kind of vampiric knight back. He gets shoved away, but still keeping his clasp extremely tight towards the rod, and then afterwards just unleashes a fury of fiery rays that kind of scorch up the berserker on the northern side, and also heavily scorches up the vampiric knight as well. Very nice. Taking us now to the berserkers, of which there are still 3 left. The one will still attack Jade as usual. Don't think he suffers any penalties yet since he doesn't have multi-attack, so it's just a normal attack. But with advantage still, since he is flanking. It was 19, he will barely hit Jade. Actually see if she has any specific reactions. She has, but I don't think she will use them. It's kind of not worth effort. 11 damage, which is, she kind of shrugs it off. The one will attack the Crusader, attempting to put an end to them. It's a natural one. There's nothing happening there. It's kind of whiffing as he's like in slow-mo trying to hit the Crusader, and he just easily parries it with his own sword. While on the top, we'll continue the action there with his 13 will also wildly miss, ending their turn. Bring us to Candace, who is invisible, and he will do his stuff. We'll go here, and in his invisible form, he will attempt to dispel the rod, since he can do that now. And since he's been kind of useless for most of this fight, he will use a 6th level spell for that. To dispel. And so anyone who's kind of watching at the rod, which I believe almost everyone is, since you've been focusing all of your efforts towards it, has this reddish glowing hue, and mist was starting to pour out of it, and then all of a sudden it just diminishes, it fades, no more mist starts pouring out of it, as you can just see a sudden spark of pinkish light kind of wash over it briefly, and disperses any sort of magic it was holding. However, you don't see Candace reappear. He stays invisible.
Oh, he's got the big boy one.
Yeah, so he kind of completes his action doing that. Although you probably hear a like, "Ha! Take that, fools!" And I will take us to the Blackguard now, who is in combat with Jade. And well, she can only make one attack since she is slowed. Correct. And yeah, I mean, she can't really do anything else other than attack Jade. So with advantage, because she's still being flanked. So a 23 will hit. And will deal a total of... Necrotic is halved, since Jade has resistance to necrotic damage. So that is 12 damage towards Jade, as she finally manages to land one hit, and that's all she can do. Bring us to the vampiric soldier, who is now frustrated all to hell, seeing that his rod seemingly doesn't function anymore. It's like, God damn it! Which buffoon was this? And we'll look around, and will decide to he himself turn into a blood red mist, and you can see that his
Is that spell-like?
it's a feature, it's not a spell.
Okay.
As he transforms his own body into a mist, and then kind of meanders his way. Well, yeah, he will turn himself into a blood mist, and then start going, kind of goes through you, Isorel, but stays within range. As you can just see this mist passing through the people. However, the Crusader will get an attack of opportunity, and Glamour too. Can try and bite.
Glamour's helping the Crusader, so you can just do it with advantage.
Okay, very nice. Then Let's do it that way. The Crusader will attempt to attack the mist as it's escaping. And will he hit? It was 22. He definitely will. He kind of slashes into it. Oof, that's some terrible damage. And because he's in a misty state, any physical damage passing through is obviously not going to injure it as much. So that's 3 plus 2, so that's only 5 damage as the mist kind of floats away there, which will take us back to the Crusaders. Both of them trying to finish the job with the people in front of them. And so... Yep, the one will make his attack against the guy that you're also facing, Isorel. Was it 24? Man, he is insane. You know what?
He wants to finish them off.
He's a tactical man. He will actually give flanking, so in case you also want to attack him. But he doesn't need an advantage. Well, okay, now he does. Well, 15 would have hit anyways as well. Dealing a total, that's 16. That wouldn't have been enough. So the second one will finish the guy as he cleaves through it. Cuts through. Probably just decapitates him. And then he will use his movement to start go towards the other one and immediately help out Jade. And as he's kind of passing by, he kind of sees the bear and sees Jade. He's a little bit confused, but you can hear him say, "Oh, thank you very much for the help. Very much needed." And then starts to try and engage with someone Jade is currently fighting, while the other one also attempts to finish his job. Man, these Crusaders, man, you're lucky you're not fighting against them.
We have.
Yeah, you have before. That will annihilate him. That would just...
The tables have turned.
Yeah, that's why we want him on our side.
Slashes into it, and while his sword is still inside of his abdomen, it just kind of... He pours some of his radiant energy inside, and he just blasts open. And with a spray of blood red gore, but bright white lights, a colorful picture is being painted there, as he will then use his movement to kind of start to follow the blood red mist that is kind of dispersing there, which will now take us to Fiera.
Right. Is he still holding the rod that's deactivated?
He's just a blood red mist, and it seems like anything he was carrying or holding got transformed with him.
Well, let's ignore that for now then. I'm gonna climb back up because I don't want to be near him. Oh, I have to be within 30 feet though. Okay, that's how far away. Ooh, nope, I want to be far away. Go way over here. Okay, he's blood. I'm not gonna target him then. I think I'm gonna use a new spell. So I'm gonna kind of let me check the opponents for this one because I haven't used it yet. All of them, okay. All the components. So I kind of hold my hands together, and it's kind of like I'm weaving a black energy between my hands as like a swirling black vortex appears. And I look at the lady in armor, looking her at fight Jade, and I kind of send this swirl toward her. As it kind of moves, it's almost like it's pulling in light, like the background's kind of getting pulled and sucked into this like black swirl as it heads toward her. She has to make a dexterity save with a -2.
Yes. Which she
and
will
we'll see if it
make.
hits. I think that misses.
Oh man.
Well, I'm not gonna stay with the spell. It's gone.
Oh, that's bad. Oh man. She has a plus
yeah, I
0
guess
as
she
well.
probably leaps out of the way as the swirl misses, and flies off into the distance.
manages to see it coming, and probably because it's your first time casting it, you're having like difficulties controlling it.
So it's a little, it's not as fast as it should be.
Yeah, so maybe that's less to do with her, more to do with you trying to figure out how the spell works, and then she just manages to barely dodge out of way, kind of accurately calculating with minimal movement to dodge out of the active range of that.
Okay. Well, I'll just maintain slow and kind of, fiddle a little bit with my hands.
Yeah. That will take us to Israel.
Alright. The bear remembers that the bear is a special bear. And just goes to keep attacking this guy here. Because I can choose my freaking attacks to be radiant damage instead of piercing or slashing.
What?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Each of your attacks in a wild shape form can deal its normal damage or radiant damage. Choose each time you hit with an attack.
Dang, that's
It is
insane.
part of the moon circle.
Moon Circle OP?
Oh, so you get like moon claws.
Wow.
Yeah. I completely forgot I had that ability, so
Each
I do not
claw is
care
a
that
different
he's-
stage of the moon.
Yep. I do not care that he's a miss, because I know if I bite and clock him, it's gonna hurt.
Then let's go. A 17 unfortunately missed, however, you still have your d4, so you can add that.
Yes. That's what I'm about to do here. Boop. So that will be an 18. 19, sorry.
And 19 will hit.
Okay. So that will be 7 radiant,
Very
not
nice.
piercing.
Alright.
And then claws, that one will hit, will miss.
That one will unfortunately pass through the mist as it just kind of changes its form around it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? You still have some movement if you wish to use. So-
Nope, I'm staying right there. I keep being an absolute menace to that guy. I'm not letting him go. I do not want him to feel safe 1 second.
Okay.
I want him to know that I am on his ass, and no matter what he does, I hurt him.
Very nice. Okay, then I will take us to Glamour.
Yeah, who can help here? Jay's probably fine. Let's see. I'm gonna command him to chase the mist and do whatever he has to do to get that rod.
Okay.
As soon as the guy appears again. So then he'll just go over here, maybe go back here, and yeah, I don't know.
Mhm.
It's up to him. Maybe take it off the corpse once Ezreal's done.
Okay. Then yeah, he will do that. Just kind of chasing the mist, kind of clawing at it. Yep. All right. Then I will take us to Jade, who's having her very epic battle with these folks, and will just continue to wail at this poor lady. So that will definitely hit a 25, dealing this amount of damage. And then another roll. Ooh, a 17 will hit,
D4.
thanks
Oh.
to the -2, but yeah, the D4 would have put it over anyways. And so that's a and you know what? We're gonna put another Divine Smite on that, because why not? she wishes to finish the
Go
job.
get her.
Which is another 14. Jesus Christ. So
Badass.
so you can see this other woman who was like, you know, very confident in her own skills and was a glaive trying to go there, and then you just see Jade just not having it and kind of slices first her right arm off as cleaves through with a great axe, and with the second one just kind of lunges it right into her rib cage to the right, and the lady with the black armor just kind of lets the glaive go, just gives a slight smile as she just drops dead to the floor, as she was nothing in comparison to the absolute force that is Jade Nightlock, as she turns around to look at the Berserker, ending her turn there, bringing us now to Iwick.
Okay, Bear is taking care of Vampire. There's only one other danger on the field right now. Okay, we're gonna go Force Ballista at the one next to Jade.
Alright.
Fuck.
Oh, and unfortunately jams and doesn't shoot out.
You fuck. Okay, well, because that didn't work, that changes what I'm gonna do as an action. Potentially. No, you know what? I'll just go back to Old Faithful and firebolt the guy.
Alright. Good old firebolt. Yep, 25. Definitely will hit. Yeah, you're just floating above him, and you just incinerate him from head to toe as the firebolt burns through his entire body and just disintegrates him on the spot.
And then I'm gonna fly down to here to keep eyes on the vampire guy to make sure he doesn't run away or something.
Yes, very nice. And that will take us to the invisible Candace, who shall attempt to cast not much he can do. You will prepare a spell in case anything happens. Yeah, if the guy ever turns back to his humanoid form, he will then cast a spell, which will now take us to his turn, and they will just frigging disappear. Well, attempt to disappear. He will, as he's... Oh, actually, what's the... yeah. Well, just kind of missed away 20th tier, so you get another attack of opportunity. Will definitely hit.
We hit him.
Was 10 slashing damage.
Radiant.
I know. As you kind of claw at him, and you see that he kind of shifts his form further away as he uses action to dash, and he's now flying specifically upwards, so he's now 40 feet up in the air.
Oh boy. We can't let him go.
Which will now take us to the Crusaders. We're kind of looking in this direction. So I'll run over here. This one.
I have something. I'm ready. I have something.
And they will just shoot at the mist with their crossbows, since they're not really meant to fight mist. You would have guessed. So yeah, they will just shoot. 8 will unfortunately miss. 9 will unfortunately miss. 23 will hit. And a 17 will unfortunately miss. So that's but halved. So only 6 damage for that one guy. So one of the crossbows manages to actually hit the mist itself, and in their turn there, taking us to Fiera.
I have something.
I could try. How close can I get? Okay, you say it's 40 feet up? Oh, that might be too far for me. Still goes away. Let's see. I can do. I can do 40 from where I am. So how does that work? If he is 20 feet away but 40 feet up.
Oh, like the rule
That means-
is just 40. We always just take
Yeah.
the longest distance.
Okay. I'm gonna read this again. If I upcast, I can increase by 5 feet per level. Okay. So I will cast Pulse Wave at 5th level and pull him toward me.
Okay.
25 feet if he fails.
Alright.
Is that con save?
Okay. Well, he has advantage on con saves while he is in his misty form.
Oh. Okay.
So let's see how it turns out. Didn't even need it.
What?
So he doesn't
My
even.
spells don't work.
So he doesn't even take damage. That's new rule. If you get a natural 20 on a save, you take 0 damage. So he just barely makes it. Well, not barely, like immediately, and you can see that he just kind of disperses the density of his mist, and as you're kind of pulling the force of the space, it kind of just goes through everything.
Alright, you have something, Azrael?
I have something.
Don't
something.
use anything big. Okay. Action. Yeah, that's all in my turn.
Okay, then I swear.
Yep. As a bear. Do I? Hold on.
Wonder how long you can miss for. Because we could maybe just chase him.
Yes. Possibly. Yep. So, as a bear, I'm not even changing my form. You see, for the first time, Isarel opens up her mouth and she shouts as a bear, "Roar!" And there's like these dozens of stars that just come out of her mouth as she casts Starry Wisp. It is the very first time Isarel is casting a spell as a bear.
Okay. Big swings. Holy.
Dang. 27 will definitely hit, and 20 radiant damage.
20 radiant damage.
It's quite good. And you can see the mist kind of gets
Yes.
hit by these stars that come shooting out of Icevel's maw, and it kind of heavily diminishes in kind of density and size. However, the mist still seems to be floating as it's kind of slowly making its way through the air.
Okay, and then bonus action, I'm going to revert back to Isarel.
Alright. Then, you have movement?
Yep. Hold on. I'm just gonna bring myself back here. Whoop, boop. Yep, that's it.
Okay. Then,
I was here. Okay. Great.
Fiera.
Here. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Glamour.
yeah.
Glamour chases us.
Okay.
I guess I'll go like over here, because he's moving this way, I think. So yeah, he'll just cut him off.
As he's running away, I just pet him on the head, like, come on, buddy.
It's like,
Yeah, he's gonna try to catch the rod if it falls.
I'm on it! And he kind of jumps up. He can't jump that far. Alright, now I'll take us to Jade. She'll run here. You know what, Jade is in, she's just in the zone, so she's gonna make a, oh wait, she can't, oh it's too far away. Actually wanted to make it just Misty Step up, but she's 40 feet away, so you can only Misty Step 30 feet up in the air. She doesn't really have much range. So...
Do we guiding bolt?
she doesn't have guiding bolts.
Oh, she doesn't have it?
Yeah.
No,
Shoot.
she's a better.
Eldritch
But oh wait, yeah,
Blast.
Eldritch Blast, yeah, true.
Yeah.
I don't know if he has anything else.
Yeah, I mean Eldritch Blast is actually pretty good, and she can.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast, like, even if it does have
Couple
damage
shots.
in the end, I mean, it's still better than nothing at all.
And she can shoot 3 beams now, so she will out there towards him. Man, Jade is really on some crack shit tonight. I wish Felicia was here. Oh well, I told her a little bit too soon.
There you
I
go.
mean-
You jinxed.
DM's cursed.
Well, take that back. Take it back.
Crazy roll.
Oh
All
my
over the place.
god, holy
Wow.
shit, man. It's okay,
What a-
this is the
what a
first
ride.
one, which is max damage.
Like,
For 15 damage. It takes full damage because it is magical damage, it's force, so it just kind of
Yeah, it's
blasts there.
1d10 plus 5, and she rolled 15.
Yeah, and then
So
for
that-
the
Yep.
natural, oh
Yep.
wow, it is going up and down all the time.
Holy crap.
So that is 16, however, because it's the natural 20, so it's max plus
Yep.
the 1. As the mist is now really heavily starting to disappear into the ether, but it's just
Eric.
barely holding on now, taking us to
Yeah,
Eirik.
finish it.
Oh, man. Okay, well, let's...
Just blast it, do something.
Yeah,
Whatever
we're
it
gonna
is.
fly closer so I can continue to see into the dark. The cannon jammed last time. Does that mean it can't be used now?
No, it can still be used. We don't have penalties on
Okay.
natural ones anymore, so all good. 25.
So that's for the cannon.
Yeah.
Uh, 2, 3. Whoops.
Oh, okay. That rolled. That's 11 or 14.
14,
Plus 5. 19.
19.
19. How does your cannon wish to do it?
Oh, good.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yes.
So basically, the
Yes.
first... There's going to be sort of 3 pulses because I rolled it in 3 damage rolls there. So 3 pulses of force. One like a little tiny one. The second one gets a little bigger, and as that third one just comes through as like this, almost like this, the look of a sound wave. It's just a boom, 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 and it just pounds into the whatever physicalness is still inside that mist.
Yes. Almost like a sonic boom. It just kind of forces the mist to kind of part ways. And as it does
Yeah.
so, it loses rigidity and form. And as the final blast hits it, you can see that they are unable to retain their mist form, and it kind of just turns back into the humanoid form it was before and just falls from the sky 40 feet down and lands dead on the floor as he kind of just starts bleeding out and leaking through the entire soil beneath him. And that is also where we're going to end today's
Oh.
session as you
Oh my gosh.
deliver the killing
That was-
below.
Something.
That was a
Oh
different
boy!
fight.
Yeah, I
Oh,
would say
thank God
That
that
was-
Crusader, man.
That was
Yeah.
honestly, that was an exciting fight. Like, I wasn't scared. I was excited.
Yeah, that was energetic.
That was a fun fight. I was like, this is high stakes, high rewards.
Yeah, saved 2 legionnaires. There
Yep.
might, well, others might be unconscious.
Yeah. That's my next that was my next thing, like run to the legionnaires and see if I can save any of them, but
Mhm.
we'll wait for next time for that.
Oh, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
Well, and man, I must say, super fun just being Jade, not getting hit and then just dealing
Right?
tons of damage. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, she's good at combat.
Yeah, but I think everyone here was an absolute killing machine. Yeah, it was actually very effective. Who would have guessed that this group is finally showing what they are capable of, completely wiping out this small band of wannabe Blood Legionnaires.
Yep.
Mhm.
got
We're
to use a
lucky
new
that
spell.
my first ballista broke the rod. We're
Yeah,
lucky
I
that
can
Yes.
get slowed down
happened
with
that
that.
way.
Yep.
That was nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was a big if that would happen. Otherwise, like
Yeah.
3 of you or 4 of you.
I really wanted to concentrate on that guy because I had a feeling he was the one that could activate that thing. So I knew, like, if he's busy, if he's preoccupied, or if he's dead, he can't reactivate it.
Yeah.
That was my whole goal. Like,
Yeah, you were
don't-
on him. That was good.
yeah, don't let him get away.
Mhm. Yeah. Say, pretty dope. Would have been even doper if Felicia was here, but hopefully
Yeah.
next week that we can.
Yeah, fingers crossed and prayers to her dad that is
Yeah.
struggling
Trying at the
is
moment.
the least we can say. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll say goodbye for now. And we'll continue to see what you discover, what these guys were up to next session. So until then, bye. Like and subscribe. Bye.